The TVA informs Deadpool that his universe is dying as its anchor being, Logan, perishes in a heroic act. After being offered a place in the MCU, Wade goes rogue by searching for a Wolverine to save the ones he loves from extinction. Hey everyone, Luke Ripa here, and welcome to my review of Deadpool and Wolverine, the highly anticipated superhero team-up directed by Shawn Levy and starring Ryan Reynolds plus a returning Hugh Jackman. Before I start talking about this love letter for millennials, be sure to leave a like and subscribe or follow Wekos depending on which platform you're watching this on. You can find Wekos and all our other reviews and content on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok and Twitch. This is going to be a complicated review to do, mostly because it is such a powerful movie to witness as someone who literally grew up with the genre. When the first X-Men movie came out, I was 7, and now I'm watching Deadpool and Wolverine at 31. In other very romantic words, this genre has been around my whole life through high and lows, and when it came to lows, it was indeed some sort of lighthouse in the dark. Therefore, I can't really hate on the genre, and I don't think I ever will. That's not to say I liked every movie, MCU or not, and I criticize where it's due, as you can tell by my Madame Web mini review. And we should start there, at what's bad with Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie is riddled with the meta inside jokes that if you're not a fan of the genre nor informed about the process of making these films, lots of jokes will fly over your head, as well as understanding why some cameos exist. Fortunately, that's really the only negative thing I can think of. Shawn Levy and Ryan Reynolds in fact crafted a very smart narrative that plays for longtime fans and MCU experts but also casuals, as the story itself is simple and easy to follow. Yes, it is a story that really plays out on stages set up in previous MCU projects, mainly Loki, yet everything is still clear and self-explanatory, mostly because it doesn't treat the audience like an idiot. They just put one thing next to the other and let the viewer make the addition. Take the introduction of the Time Variance Authority, or TVA, especially compared to Loki. The latter, being a TV show, had all the time to explain the ins and outs of TVA operations. Deadpool and Wolverine, being a movie, doesn't have that much time, and while it is not the first MCU project showcasing the TVA, it is the first movie doing so. The film explains very little of the operations, but makes it very clear about what they do. Saying the name out loud, showcasing a graph of timelines, universe is dying, multiverse. You add these 4 things together and it becomes real hard not to understand that TVA is the multiversal police. By proxy, it becomes very easy to understand what the Void is. In other words, I hope Marvel Studios will learn a thing or two about how they really do not need TV shows, and even Loki, which I actually like, could have been 2 badass movies. Moving on, more than half of the movie takes place in the Void, and despite the official social accounts of those involved with the movie, I won't spoil anything. Let's just say it is a true ride if you watched all Marvel movies ever made. And yes, most of the narrative is the justification to set up fanservice moment after fanservice moment, to the point I suspect the third act is a giant plot device to justify the titular character's presence in Secret Wars. But hey, it's the MCU, I wouldn't expect anything less. Shawn Levy is in incredible shape after his long venture in Stranger Things and his latest outing with Free Guy 3 years ago. His direction is always on point and takes full advantage of Deadpool's subversive and rule-breaking essence, having lots of fun in the process, exactly delivering what the audience expected. The fight sequences are also badass, and in general all of them are not overly reliant on CGI, as quite a bit is based on the choreography and the work of the actors, from the protagonist to the extended cameos do. Speaking of cameos, not to spoil anything, they are awesome even though you need to know your stuff about superhero movie production through the years to fully understand. However, what I loved about these cameos is that the most significant ones have actual roles and get sincere moments of appreciation as these actors get their time to shine. There are indeed joke cameos, and one was really funny. Of course, the highlight of the movie is Wade and Logan finally teaming up. Both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have incredible chemistry to the point you are absolutely glad Hugh had a change of heart about the role. Sure, the Disney bag might have played a role in it, but it's undeniable the Australian actor has a genuine love and respect for the clause. Ryan is still Ryan, he still is Deadpool and he's incredible at it, it's just that we have seen so much by now that almost feels normal despite not being normal at all. The 2 main villains, Emma Corrin and Matthew Macfadyen, do a good job. Unfortunately, both suffer from subpar writing, and this is, I guess, the second flawed film. Emma Corrin especially has a really wonderful take on Cassandra Nova, but unfortunately she doesn't have enough time to fully explore the character. Without spoiling anything, the movie ends in the way you would expect, hence my previous comment about Secret Wars. Will be interesting to see how Marvel Studios will manage Deadpool in a PG-13 context. It will be tricky and some might say it shouldn't happen. And while I agree they should stick to R, it would be stupid for Disney to keep Deadpool out of Secret Wars, so we shall fully expect it. Oh, before I give my score, the movie is super R. The violence is top-notch and of course the language goes full mech with the mouth. Overall, I scored Deadpool and Wolverine with an 8 out of 10. Not a perfect film by any means, but it is such a love letter to me and everyone who grew up with the genre it's impossible not to love. That's it for this review. Did you watch Deadpool and Wolverine? Do you agree with my review? Let me know down in the comments. My name is Luke Ripa, leave a like if you like the video and I'll see you next time.